Hey YouTube. Today we're stripping and repainting my wheels for the Focus. You can't see it, but we're gonna power wash them and then strip it with the paint stripper and wait 10 minutes in between a bunch of stuff, and then we're gonna paint it with Moonrock what?
Moonrock Metallic.
Moonrock Metallic.
Same color as the Gray Civic.
So like a dark gray metallic, because they've been peeling ever since I got them.
Actually, they look kind of good in this.
I do a good job.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what they look like. They're completely peeling, and like all Focus wheels do this, but these are like really cool looking wheels. So we are going to strip all the paint off and then repaint them.
I just said that.
She just said that.
Why'd you repeat it?
Okay, so we taped off the wheels, we masked them off, and now we're going to spray them with aircraft remover so that we can peel the paint.
And let's go!
I feel like this worked last time. Whew, that's not doing anything. I need a scraper.
Didn't you say you used a scraper last time?
Yeah, this is not coming off though. I think it's coming off with my nails, but where can I find a plastic scraper? I know I have one. What are you doing?
I don't know, trying a new angle. This is what your birds see when they're on your shoulder.
Yes. We'll see how that works.
Good cheese?
Yeah, that's a no from me, dog. I need the brush on stuff and a better scraper. This is when we get your tires dismounted and just have them sandblasted and powder coated. Alright, so this is a couple days in the future. The spray stuff didn't work good enough. So I went to Lowe's and bought some of this. And now we're brushing it onto the wheels, and it seems to be working a little bit better. Okay, so now that we've let this sit for a little bit, it's kind of scraping off. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of really sucks, but that's down to the metal right there. And we're just gonna go ahead and work at it and then keep putting more on until we have no paint left. Alright, so sadly, this is not really working out for me. I spent a couple days on these so far trying to strip them, and that's as far down as I could get them. The stripper stuff is like making me sick, even though I'm wearing a respirator. So, moral of the story, don't do this. Just have the tires dismounted and pay somebody to sandblast them. You know, I've stripped clear coat from wheels before, so I thought this was going to be similar, but it's not. Not at all. So, either pay someone to have them chemically stripped, or pay someone to sandblast them. Either way, or sandblast them yourself if you have a sandblaster, but do not even attempt to do this. It's not close to being worth it. Alright, so I've resorted to sanding these by hand. This is how they look after I was done power washing it. Obviously, it's pretty bad. I've already sanded two, and I don't mean by hand. I'm using an orbital sander to get as much as I can, and then I'm using a belt sander to get the spots I can't reach. And then, like, in the corners, I really can't get in the corners, but I'm going to try to hit it with some sandpaper by hand just to smooth it out, and then I'm just going to paint it. Like I said, get your sandblasted if you're doing this. I've already have so much time invested that I'm just going to keep doing it this way. If you look right here, these are ones that I've already sanded. And you can see, like, compared to that one, they're pretty good. I mean, there's like some discoloration, but that's just from like the belt sander and stuff for the most part. Like, all the paint's gone here. All the paint, like, that looks like it's painted on camera, but that's actually pure metal if you look at it from like a different angle maybe. But the spots that I can't get are in these corners right here. But that's just gonna have to stay in here a little bit. There's some paint spots, but I think that overall they're going to be smooth enough that they work okay. So it's getting dark now. You can't really tell in this camera. When I fire up the other phone for time lapsing, you'll be able to see how dark it is out here. But I'm going to start on this wheel. I'm going to end up having to move into the garage. I'm trying to do most of it out here so I don't get my dad's car dusty, but I really need to finish sanding these wheels. So I'm going to try to get the other two done today. It'll probably take me another 2 hours or so. So I'm just going to go ahead and start time-lapsing. Alright, those last two wheels took me about exactly 2 hours. I got bit by mosquitoes, which kind of sucks. There's a whole bunch of them in here now. I gotta shut that light off, leave the garage open, and let them get out. It's like 11 o'clock right now. But it went well. So we'll see how these turn out after I spray them with primer. That's what they look like. You know, most of the paint is gone now. The thing that kind of stinks is I had to use a lower grit sanding belt on that last one, so there's like some unevenness. You can kind of see some right there. I'm hoping that kind of goes away when I spray them. Honestly, I don't really care that much, but I don't really want them to look like curb rashed or something like that. But we'll go ahead and probably spray some primer on them tomorrow at least. And then if we're lucky, do base and clear, but probably do that a different day. Okay, so we're actually going to go ahead and paint these wheels now. I got them all taped off. I actually painted the back sides already. You can see they're black in there, just because some of the paint stripped off from in there, so I repainted them. I'm going to be painting them with this epoxy primer that I got from Sherwin Williams Automotive. And I'm also painting them Moonrock Gray Metallic, which is the color of my gray Civic. And then I have some clear coat here that I'm going to spray as well. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the primer. And we're going to do I'm planning on doing 2 coats of each. So 2 coats of primer, 2 coats of base, 2 coats of clear. Alright, so here's the wheels after 2 coats of primer. They look alright. I used up the entire can. And now we're going to go ahead and spray some base coat on them. Alright, so here's the wheel painted. The sad thing is the primer that I used sprayed like these fuzzies of paint out. I don't even know how else to explain it. It's kind of messing up my paint job. The other thing that's messing up my paint job is like the leftover paint in the uneven sanding spots. So moral of the story, just get your wheels sandblasted and then maybe don't use shitty primer, I guess. But anyway, besides those 2 things, this is actually going very well. The detail gun spray is pretty thin, so I did have to do 4 coats. And I mean, the paint's not running at all. It's very even, and I think it looks awesome. But we're gonna go ahead and do clear coat now and finish these wheels off. Alright guys, I've been drying for a couple hours here now, so I get to do the best part, which is peel the newspaper off and see what they look like with just the wheel and the tire. And that looks awesome. These actually came out really well, despite the like imperfections in the metal and stuff. The paint itself came out great. I don't see any runs. There's a bug in that one, which I'll have to pick out, but other than that, looks awesome. So I will show you these on the car within the next few days. This is probably the best chance I'll get to show this, even though it's kind of dark out. But here's the wheels finished and on the car. And they honestly turned out really good. I'm really happy with the way they turned out. And this is after a few weeks of them being on here. There's no chips or anything like that. They still look brand new. They honestly look awesome. I'm really happy with the way they turned out.